Hey y'all, I wanted to respond to this question right quick. Do you have habits that you learned in prison that you still do? She used the example as making the bed. So I can't really think of anything off the top of my head that I know that I for factual do in my day-to-day life that is a result of me being in prison. Well, there is one thing. So in prison, you are always aware of where the authority is. So no matter what you're doing, you have them, you know what they're doing. You know, I know, is the officer in the picket, if they're walking, if they're talking to an inmate over here, it's just something that you're always aware of. And I've noticed that I do that at work. I work in a warehouse for Amazon, and I keep notes of where, like a mental note of where my bosses are at all times. That's interesting. I hadn't really related those two, but I'm sure that's what that is. Now, there are a few little silly things that I did upon my release that was a direct result of my incarceration. So in Texas, all of the clothes that inmates wear have an elastic waistband. So I was not dealing with buttoning or unbuttoning any jeans. So I get to the halfway house, I have my first pair of jeans on, and I go to pull my breeches down, and hello, they're stuck on my hips because I'm not unbuttoning them. And it literally took my brain like 25 times for that muscle memory to change and me to realize, hello, the free world has buttons. That's a real thing. I need to check that. The other thing was wearing my shower shoes. In prison, we wear shower shoes to every shower to keep gunk from getting on your feet. It's just the life in there. So I would be at my grandmother's house and I would step out of the shower and realize that I still have my slides on. So that went on for 3 or 4 weeks probably it took for me to get completely out of the habit of wearing my shoes in the shower. And then the last thing that I'll say is locking doors, like in the restroom, in public restrooms. So as an inmate, I was not in control of locking or unlocking any doors. So my first job out of prison, I was in the halfway house. I was a car hop for Sonic, and the employee restroom was unisex. And I would go in there and realize that oftentimes that I hadn't locked the door. I got walked in on one time. Luckily, I was already washing my hands, but still it just showed that I hadn't locked the door. So I had to get used to that. That's a great question, and it's made me think about a lot of things. So I appreciate it. Talk to y'all soon.